So cool because we get a break. We get a whole week break of the fasting, and I think that's really good for our body, right? So let's listen to our hormones, to our body, and I think it's going to be great for our health and of course for our looks. Of course, health comes first. The side effect is that we look and feel good, right, in our bodies, right? So that's a plus. Hola, fasting friends. How are you all doing today? Thank you for being here. So let's get started. So if you saw my previous maybe 2-minute raw video, which I called it, which I filmed at the beginning of this week, I just wanted to quick talk, but I didn't even plan on uploading it. I was just practicing with using my phone. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna challenge myself and send it. And so I'm glad I did. And hopefully you liked it. So I mentioned a little bit about how I was feeling at the beginning of this week. And so I wasn't feeling too well. On Monday, I had a migraine. And the following day, Tuesday, I woke up very hungry, and I knew it was probably close to my period is probably coming soon. And in the past, I usually have migraines a week before my period, and that's expected. I do get migraines. They've been a little better, but back in 2022, also the same thing. I noticed the pattern of getting migraines, a week before. And so what I noticed on Tuesday is that I started getting, I was hungry. Usually I'm not so hungry. I just want my coffee, with creamer. Of course, I just drink it black because I've been I've been doing the 16-8 method with fasting. If you're new to my channel. And so then on Tuesday, like I said, I was hungry, and I was like, oh, I'm so hungry. And I was like, you know what? Now that's another clue that I'm probably getting close to my period. And so I made some scrambled eggs and spinach, of course, my corn tortillas, eating a bit more carbs. Because then I went back to Dr. Mindy. She suggests not to fast or to put added stress on our body a week before our menstrual cycle, which is also called the luteal phase. That the latter half of our cycle is the luteal phase. Progesterone, which is the hormone I talked briefly on my little 2-minute video. It's the hormone that likes calmness and likes to relax, no stress. And fasting, when we fast, that's added stress to our body. So she suggests, for us to be calm that week, relax, maybe go out for a walk and eat more carbs than normal, like healthy carbs, like fruits I have here, oranges, mango, apples, like nature's carbs. She calls it nature's carbs. That really helps. And then she also talks about at the beginning of our cycle, which is day 1. I used to think back in 2022 that day 1 was like the last day of my cycle, so the following day would be my day 1. But day 1 is the first day of your period, right? So she says that from day 1 to about, day 13, that's called the follicular phase. And the follicular phase, that's when estrogen is rising. And so estrogen loves fasting. A hormone enjoys, when we fast, so we don't get hungry. And so, of course, as a woman, it's better to fast when our body is going to help us. It's going to make fasting easier, and who doesn't want to fast easier? And then the next phase, which is called the ovulation phase, that's about maybe a couple of days. It starts a day, estrogen peaks at day 14. I came up with my own acronym to memorize the 3, and it's called FOL. FOL, FOL. So F, follicular phase. And I also remember that one because it's first, right, in our menstrual cycle. Follicular phase from about day 1 to day, say, 13. And then the ovulation phase, which is the O, right, the O. That's about, day 14, day 15, but day 14 is the peak. And then the last phase is the luteal phase with the L, right? So FOL, FOL. And so I came up with that to help me remember phases of my cycle. And so she also says, so estrogen on day 14 reaches its peak. And of course, that's when, we can fast. But towards the latter half, the luteal phase, which is the last part, she says to, start fasting less or don't fast at all. Because again, progesterone, that hormone, does not like added stress. He wants more calm, take walks. I decided, this week, I'm gonna stay calm and It's so cool because we get a break. We get a whole week break of the fasting, and I think that's really good for our body, right? So let's listen to our hormones, to our body, and I think it's going to be great for our health and of course for our looks, right? Because we all want to, of course, health comes first, but then the side effect is that we look and feel good, right, in our bodies. And so that's a plus. And I do want to touch briefly on our non-cycling women, or that are in menopause, or also maybe that their period is not regular. Dr. Mindy also suggests to follow the moon cycle, which is so interesting. Actually, the moon cycle is about 29 days cycle also, which is so cool, to hear. And on another note, I like to follow this other YouTuber. Her name is Vanessa Lau, Lao, I believe. I like to watch her because I'm a new YouTuber, and so I'm trying to get tips from the pros, and I just love the way she teaches and mentors, and so anyway. So the reason I'm bringing her up is because I was so excited when she was sharing that to manage her busy schedule, that she cycle syncs. And I never heard that term, cycle sync. So I guess on her Google Calendar, I guess there's a button for cycle sync. And so she, clicks on it, and I guess she programmed the calendar to know her cycle. And so she tells a calendar, not to put added stress in the luteal phase, right? The latter part of her cycle. She knows that progesterone wants calmness and no stress. And I just thought that was so cool. And so I had seen another video from Dr. Mindy also saying that it would be great if all women, just society in general, that, think about women's hormones, because, we're powerful women, right? We're powerful women, and we do a lot. We manage a lot. We're moms, we're entrepreneurs, so we have a lot. We're juggling a lot. And so sometimes we just can't take a break at the end, but if we can, just try our best. Easier said than done, of course. But it's interesting that she said it would just be great for us to take a week off, because I think that she said that they do in other countries that they're starting that. I forgot what country she had mentioned. They with no questions asked, in the month, I think they give everybody, all of their employees, I think 4 days off or something like that, because they have to include men too, so to make it fair. And so with no questions asked, so I think a lot of women take those 4 days, during their luteal phase, which is so cool. And so going back to the moon cycle, it just made me think of how beautiful, for me that God created me, and I believe I just feel it's so beautiful. It makes me love my body so much more. Don't forget to kiss your body. And I want to close with salud to your health. And I do want to add, I want to give a special shout out to Alex. Alex is my daughter's BFF, and he gifted me this cup, and every time I drink my yummy coffee from this cup, I think of Alex, and I remind myself to be unique, because I am unique, you're unique, there's only one me, and there's only one you. And so let's go out into this world and trust in yourself. Yeah, we're not perfect, I'm not perfect, we're all gonna make mistakes, but just be true to yourself. And if you never try, you're never gonna know.
Candidata Ingrid, Adriana ya llegó, la sexta región con fervor la abrazó. O'Higgins pide el cambio, la gente gritará, la jefa ha llegado, el futuro brillará. Fiestas con sabor tradicional.